Hello YouTube, hello friends and family. This is ArmedCivy back again with an interesting video. I'm really excited to do this one. It's going to be a little bit different because it's not exactly a review. It's more of kind of a way of how I view the purpose of these types of guns, and that being, self-defense firearms. One of the things that I've come to realize as a CCW is that you really have to prepare for the different kinds of dress that you are going to have throughout the season, throughout the year. And not only do you have to accommodate different dress, but you have to accommodate a different gun for that. So what I have come to realize is that not every gun is going to serve the same purpose in the same application, and that's kind of what this video is about. It's to inform new people to concealed carry that although on some days a gun like this may be appropriate, some days you can upgun and go to something bigger, which I think is actually a really good idea. If you can do it, I say take the biggest gun with the most bullets you can, and still be in deep concealment. And that's one of the things that I believe is very important, is if you're going to carry concealed, you need to make sure that your gun is going to be completely concealed. And some people kind of push that bound a little bit, but I think if you're going to do it, then you need to make sure that no one knows that you have a gun. So I'm just going to kind of talk about these in free form. I mean, I don't really have anything written down to go off of. I just kind of want to discuss the purpose between these three types of guns, which is kind of like a full-size, a compact, and a subcompact. I know this may not be the standard in industry term, but that's, for this video, that's just what we'll call these. And so here we are in, what is this, it's March now, 2012, and where I live, it's still cool enough where I can totally get away with a full-size pistol and not have any problems concealing this whatsoever. And I don't know when I'm going to switch over to go to the compact, but at some point in time I probably will. But until then, I'm going to continue to carry this gun as long as I can conceal it well. And what does it take for me to conceal a gun like this? Well, surprisingly little. All I have to conceal a gun like this is a pair of pants or shorts that I can use my gun belt with, and a t-shirt, really. I usually have an undershirt, which I tuck in, and then I will have an overshirt, which I will leave untucked, and I usually have some kind of darker color like black, or even a patterned like a plaid or something like that, works really well. And so something as simple as that, just an untucked shirt that is somewhat loose-fitting, can conceal this size of a handgun really easily. And so that's currently what I'm doing. Excuse me, still got a bit of a cough here. So it doesn't take too much to conceal that if you do it properly, and if you're used to it. And so when the summer month starts coming around, and you're talking about wearing tighter shirts perhaps, or just less clothing in general, just to keep your body temperature cooled off, you're probably going to want to switch over to something that's a little bit more compact, and that's what I'll just call this, is a compact gun. And you can really do an easy job of concealing this this size of firearm. And honestly, there's not a whole bunch of difference right now in the way I carry these as far as concealability is concerned. I can conceal either one of these really well for the type of dress that I have. But depending on what I got going on, if I am concerned about printing or anything like that, then I'll probably switch over to this Kel-Tec, and it'll be even easier to conceal than a full-size gun. And so that's what I'll probably end up doing when the summer months come around. But until then, I'll stick with my full-size. And then you have your subcompact, which, man, you have to be in just a pair of shorts or something like this, you know, to really have to have a gun this size for concealability. I mean, if you're going shirtless and you put this in a pocket, then okay, I'm with you on that as far as this being your only gun. But a gun this size, a subcompact gun, I'm going to call this just a backup gun for the most part, and that's how I use this. Unless I am just walking around in my apartment complex, and like I said in my review of this gun, you know, I'll have this in my pocket, in my hand, you know, in a pocket that has nothing else in there. And that way I know that nothing's going to get in the trigger guard, and it's not going to have an accidental discharge, which with a double action trigger you are going to be hard pressed to do that, but you always have to think safety with firearms, like that's any news to anyone out there. And so I would recommend, if you're going to pocket carry this, you need to get a specific holster for that. Just like you have to have a specific holster for all of these guns. I would never recommend just taking a gun and just sticking it in your pants. I think that's really dangerous. You're going to hurt yourself doing something like that. So always have the appropriate holster ready to go for whatever system you're going to run. But a gun this size, I would say, is more of a backup. And I will holster or ankle carry this if I got long pants on. If I really think I'm going into a bad part of town, I'll have my full size on me, and I'll probably have this one on my ankle, and guess what? I'll probably have this one in my bag. And so I'll be 3 deep if I really think there's going to be some stuff going on. And I'm not joking about that either. I rarely do that, but there have been occasions where I have. So it's good to have those options, just something to fall back on in case something happens here and this will not function. In case something happens here and this will not function, you got, you know, some backups for that. Not that I doubt the reliability of any of these guns sitting on the table here currently, but you never know. These are mechanical devices, and as all mechanical devices, they can fail. So don't take a risk with your life, and you know, be sure to carry a little bit of backup if you can. If your system will allow it, then I say go for it. So I don't know if this video quite turned out the way I wanted it to. I just kind of started rambling about stuff, and I don't know. I may do another video similar to this. I may not. I guess we'll find out. But that's kind of my feelings on the size of these guns and their purpose, their intended purpose. So more of a winter gun, but I'll probably carry this in through spring and fall as well. I would say this is more along the lines of a summer carry, and then this is like a backup. And so I don't really think there's a whole bunch of comparison points to be made between these guns. I don't think that you can make a comparison between a Kel-Tec PF9 and a Smith & Wesson SD9. I don't think that they're of the same genre of gun, because, you know, this is a full-size gun and this is not. You know, this is a compact gun, so they're two different purposes, and so I don't think you can really make apples to apples comparisons to them, although they do fire the same cartridge. So there are a few points that you could make to kind of give you an idea of what you might want to use them for. But I do advocate not having just one gun in your system. I think it's important to have a backup if you can handle it. I mean, not every day do I roll out with 3 guns on me. I mean, that's actually a rare occasion, but it has happened. I'll usually just have this one on my person and this one in my pack. And my pack is almost always with me, so it's not like I'm just walking out with nothing. But if this one isn't on me, then this one probably is. So just take that for what it's worth. I don't know if there's any in particular gems of information that I'm putting out there, but it's just kind of my take on it and the purposes of these guns and what I use them for mostly. So anyway, alright, I'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.